Hello everyone and welcome to VizRT Tuesday Tutorials. My name is Richard Evans. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Now today I'd like to show you how to use the transform function on your TriCaster's mix outputs. This feature allows you to easily rotate and flip your video signal or even send certain sections to different areas, perfect for video walls, monitors, jumbotrons, you name it. A very cool and powerful feature that can help save you time and money. So let's transform and let me show you how it's done, son. All right. So I am on my TriCaster 2 Elite. And before I jump into the transform function, let me give you a quick lay of the land, how I have everything set up, mostly because I don't have access to like a video wall or a jumbotron, a bunch of projectors, things like that. So I'm going to do all of this within the TriCaster, and I've made some cool little arrangements here so you can kind of see how this is all mapped out. Okay, so I'm going to be playing this waterfall clip in my program output, and then on my inputs 1, 2, 3, and 4, they are all bringing in that same source, kind of, sort of. Let's go ahead and open that up and show you how I have that set up. So what I'm actually doing is I am taking the mix outputs of this same TriCaster that I'm working on and bringing them back into the system. So my input number 1 is actually my mix number 1. My input 2 is mix 2, input 3, mix 3, input 4, mix 4. Okay, cool. All right, so let's go ahead and start to dive into this. All right, so I'm going to bring my input number 1 up here, for example, over here in my preview, so you can see what's going on. And to get to the side of things as far as transforming your video is concerned, you will go to the gear icon on your program output, and then you have your output configuration there. And let me move this out of the way so we can see what we're doing. Okay, so again, this is great for, say, connecting to, say, like a video wall. Like if you have like 4 monitors that you want to use, normally you would have to get some kind of piece of hardware to distribute that out to a video wall. But with the TriCaster built-in transform feature, we got you covered. Okay, so let's go ahead and show some of the different options that we have here. So the first ones are self-explanatory. Over here in my mix number 1, let's click on transform, and we can rotate this 90 degrees like so. Okay, 180 degrees and 270 degrees. Cool. All right, that's pretty self-explanatory. We also have the option, let's say that you're working with like a teleprompter, for example, and you need to flip your image to get the words going on. Boom, hit flip horizontal, good to go. And then also we can flip it vertically. So if you hang a monitor upside down for some reason, you can do this. So this is a lot of practical applications of this, but then also some creative potential in doing this as well. All right, cool. All right, so now the next thing that I want to show you is where we get pretty interesting, is we have options to send different sections of the video to different spots, all right? And this is where my mix effects are going to come into play here. So basically, let me go ahead and just take this first one, go place this in top left. So you'll see what it does is it zooms into the image and only displays the top left quadrant of this video, all right? So you'll see that echoed over here. And let's go ahead and open up my mix effect number 1 on preview. All right, so hopefully I did all my math right. So what I should be able to do is bring in, do the same thing for each one of those mix outputs, and then just punch these inputs in, and it should create a full picture. All right, again, that's assuming that I did my math right. All right, so let's go to mix 2, and we'll send top right, and you'll see these will change as I go through it. Whoops, bottom left for number 3, and mix 4, go to bottom right. Okay, cool. All right, now, moment of truth. Let's go to mix effect number 1, and let's just stack these with the different inputs. So if I bring in number 1, boom, all right, so far so good. 2, 3, 4. All right. Yep. Sweet. It looks pretty identical from what I can see here, from what's going on here. So again, that shows you that it's basically making a full picture. So again, video wall, etc. perfect way to do this. Okay, so now let's go over to mix effect number 2. And one thing I want to point out is you'll see that these are constricted, so basically kind of squished into each other kind of thing. So that is, there are some pieces of hardware that are out there that might require you to do exactly this. So we give those options available to you too. So let's go ahead and change those. So we'll go to mix 1, we'll do section, and we'll do the top left half and right half. Okay, so you can even see in these inputs that I have coming in that those already have changed kind of what they look like. So they're spread out here, but when I bring it into this mix effect, it'll squish them down to the right aspect ratio. So let's go ahead and punch that in, see if I did my math right. 1, 2. All right, yeah, that's looking pretty good. Pretty good. Okay, so let's move over to mix effect number 3, and let's do the same thing here. So we'll bring in, instead of doing the left half, we'll do the top half, and mix 2 will be the bottom half. All right, and let's punch those in. Number 1 on top. Cool, looking good. And number 2 on bottom. That looks pretty on. Sweet, I did my math right. Okay, cool. So you kind of get the idea of what's going on here. Now, one thing I do want to mention is, I mean, if you're working with like monitors, jumbotrons, etc., doing it this way, it'll line up like that. But let's say that you're working with a projector, like a couple projectors that you want to make a massive projection screen, but sometimes you can't necessarily dial in. You want a little bit of overlap in between some of these. So for that, we got you covered there. So we'll go into the output configuration, and then you'll see at the bottom of the section, we can also do overlap. So what that'll do is it's going to zoom out just a little bit like so, and it's going to look weird on my mix effect, but I want to give you like an example here. So you'll see that that zooms out just a tad. So that allows you, if you're using projectors to achieve this goal, you can have them start to basically overlap each other so that you don't have like a little black line in between them kind of thing. So a little bit of overlap in there. So a lot of cool things you can do with this. Again, there's some practical applications for this, but then there's also some really cool creative applications for this as well. So highly recommend playing around with it, and of course, have some fun. There you have it. The transform feature is great for creating some unique looks and opportunities for customizing to help make your life in video production land much, much easier. Now, for more tutorial videos like this one, be sure to subscribe to the VizRT YouTube channel at youtube.com/VizRTofficial. And for formalized VizRT product training, sign up for Viz University, available at vizrt.com/community/viz-university. And you can find more information about VizRT products and services by contacting your local VizRT partner or checking out our website, vizrt.com. And if you're posting your work using VizRT products on social media, make sure that you tag us using the hashtags VizRT, TriCaster, or 3Play. We love seeing what you're working on. That's it for this episode. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you again real soon for another episode of VizRT Tuesday Tutorials.